I'll call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Illinois Public Schools commit to educate, inspire, and support all students. Amy, you have a role. Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Pam, you have our statement of commitment.
Yes. Policy 3.3, the board acts on policy matters in accordance with current laws and to advance the purposes and goals of the district. Thank you. Public participation process. Members of the audience are welcome to make comments at the time designated by the agenda. Please register on the sign-up sheet and limit your comments to 3 minutes when your name is called. Out of respect for all individuals, please refrain from personal criticism in an open forum. Policy 167.3. Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented? I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support. A motion by Anna, support by Brandon. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion pass. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support. Motion by Anna, support by Brandon. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same sign. The motion pass. Public comment. Troy Lampin.
All right. First, I'd just like to say thank you to the district for hosting the 4th of July celebrations last week. That was, once again, a wonderful time. I was able to spend the morning here with my family, the evening here with my family, and I was drugged here by my kids to play on the playground in the afternoon. So it's just wonderful seeing the community on the school campus for the whole day, and so thank you for doing that again. On to a couple other things. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting, but did catch the recording, and one kind of theme I noticed throughout a little bit of the meeting was that there was some gaps in policy and procedure knowledge, and also, in the sense of how do I make this motion, how do I do this motion, some board members having some knowledge, some members having some different knowledge and some gaps in between that knowledge, and then also some gaps in some knowledge possibly with curriculum and how that plays into regulations for the state and the school. I understand it is a desire of this board to not be associated with MASB. However, I would like to encourage this board to consider taking some classes to fill in those gaps. I would love for the board to take up the mindset of educational excellence does not stop with our students, but it carries on through the rest of us through adulthood as well. One of the selling points that was made for the board to leave MASB is that those classes are still available for the board to take. I would love to see the board take advantage of that. If not MASB, seek out another place to get some of that. There's a plaque on the wall over there. 12 years ago was the last time that the entirety of the board had reached the completion of just 100 level classes at MASB. That's 2 full terms for a board member. That does not happen. Please take that under consideration. Find some education, find some classes. It can do no harm for this district to have a better educated board on policy and procedure and things in between. And finally, on a personal note and a plug for myself, I will be running for school board this year. So if anyone would like to sign my petition to get me on the ballot, you can meet me on the parking lot, and I would love to have your signature. That is not an endorsement of me as a candidate. It's not an endorsement of your stance on anything. It's just simply giving the community a choice to get me on the ballot to say yes or no to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Troy. Jade Dora.
Last year, the year before, you guys were pushing millage for a lot of different things. I just wanted to know what was happening with that. That's, like, are we pushing for any improvements like we were? And maybe you're going to talk about that in this action item area.
Yeah, we
We talked about that, Troy, right?
yeah. We'll catch. There is something in the works. Troy or Garth can talk to you. It shouldn't be a super long meeting, but yes, there is some stuff in the works.
Okay.
Thank you. Committee CAB, I believe there was no meeting. Dr. Cooper.
A couple quick notes. So on the date listed on your agenda, it says the next board meeting is August 11th. I believe it's actually August 10th, not August 11th. August 10th, I believe, is the Monday, not August 11th. So please make note of that, and we'll make sure all of our district communications going out suggest that it's August 10th. Bullying and discipline reports. So we had the final reports come out for the year. I don't know if you had a chance to see those. Some of the good news was there were very few incidents that rose to the level of being considered bullying. We also saw some improvements in various buildings. We think maybe attributed to some of the work that we've been doing with PBIS and MTSS, and so that's a positive. Again, we still feel like there's a little bit of disparity at the ECC and incidents between boys and girls, and so that building is working on how do we address that issue, helping our young guys understand how to treat one another. I did get a little bit of a laugh out of the report when it talked about taking away the footballs and soccer balls, because having been an elementary principal, I remember those days. And it seems like the football games and the soccer games are the ones that get the most out of hand. Usually what you do is you take the balls away and kids ask for it back. And you're like, okay, well, let's think about how we can do that in a safe way. And then you work it back in, and the kids are a little more receptive to understanding, okay, we need to treat each other nicely while we're playing. So I thought that was pretty funny. Other than that, I think a couple of our buildings, like I said, saw a decrease in some of their behaviors, which was good. The middle school had not necessarily an increase overall of the number of behaviors, but they did have a couple of more serious incidents, and as we know, led to some severe discipline for some kids. So that was in there. But otherwise, I didn't know if anyone had any questions about the bullying or discipline reports, but I think we're on a good path with our PBIS and our MTSS and helping kids, learn to be respectful. Okay. I do have a couple of others that weren't on the agenda. First, I'll talk about the good, and that is our website. And if you haven't been on our website lately, please check it out. Amy Vissers, along with Melissa Jacobson and Lindsay Wager from our district office, have done a lot of work on that website, and it looks fresh. It looks a lot more, welcoming, and I think it's easy to navigate, and I just appreciate all the hard work, and Amy has done a lot. She did a lot of research before they even started, looking at the different options, talking to see what other districts were doing, and it just looks great. And so I just wanted to say thank you for that work, and if you haven't had a chance to see the website, please check it out. And then the troubling thing was Moodle. Some of you had encountered some glitches with Moodle this week. I'm not sure what that was about. Troy had the same thing this morning, tried to get in, tried to look at the attachments, and it was blank. And then he refreshed, and then it was there, but it was very confusing. So first of all, I apologize for that we didn't know about that until people went in to try to find the information. But I do have some concerns about Moodle. One of the things that they changed recently is they only allow so many, topics, so many topics at a time. And so whenever Amy wants to add a new topic for a new meeting, she has to archive an old meeting. And I just don't think that's effective or efficient. And so we're going to take a look at what other products might be out there. When we started using Moodle for board docs, we also used Moodle in other areas, like at the high school, but we moved away from that. We don't use Moodle at the high school anymore. So this is a good time for us to take a look at some other products. So just to let you know, give you that heads up. I don't, we use Board Docs, that's the name of the program, for Neola. We don't have that as part of what we pay for, but they do have a side similar to Moodle, so we might take a look at that. But we also may just look at using Google. We store most of our information on a Google platform. We just have to make sure it's secure because a lot of your documents have confidential information. So again, I apologize that that information wasn't there immediately, and we really couldn't problem solve it as well as we could have because our tech guy's in a camper somewhere right now. So, but I do think regardless, even if this hadn't happened, I think the thing about only being able to keep so many topics active at one time, I don't think that's good for us. So I'd like to look at a new product, and we'll get back to you as soon as we get some other options presented to us. That's it. Didn't know anybody had any questions, but nope. Okay.
Nothing. Yeah, really glad to hear that. Well, nothing other than really glad to hear that we're going to take a look at Moodle. It's helpful for me to have the archive. And it's been a little bit more challenging to really dig in and understand some of the different things without context from that. So that would be great.
Well, sure. Sorry. What's interesting is I can still see all the old archives. So one of the first questions I want to ask is, can we do that for every board member? So if it's as simple as designating you differently in the program, that would be good, because I do it all the time too. I'm like, I think we selected this like 3 years ago, and I'll go back and look for them. So that might be the first step, and if we can do that, that might be the only solution we need is just to, but we'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, that would be super helpful for me, and it really has no value without the ability to do that. So.
We'll look into it.
Thank you for the update on the website. I know it takes a lot of work to do that, and I appreciate everyone who helps out, so thank you very much. I am never here on the 4th of July, but I always hear wonderful things about it. So again, thank you to the community for supporting that, and I hear wonderful things. The fireworks, the parade, just everything. So thank you.
I do not have much myself. It's hard to believe I'm starting to see stuff about school starting and sports, and so again, exciting times. So hope everybody's enjoying their vacation and ready to get back at it pretty quick. Can I have a motion to approve the school bond qualification and loan program application and resolution?
Make a motion to approve the school bond qualification and loan program application and resolution as presented.
Support?
Motion by Brandon, support by Anna. Dr. Cooper.
Yeah, we are a part of this program because of the bonds that we've been involved with, and so we need to continue to stay in that program until the bonds are paid off. The good news is on this that for many years we had to actually borrow money to pay off the interest on the bonds, but things have been going so well we haven't had to borrow any money from this. in a couple of years, and so that's great. But this is really just one of those resolutions that we pass every year as a formality with the state, just to let them know, yep, we're not going to give you a big one lump sum and be done. We have to continue to make payments on this. I know the last couple of years, not only didn't we borrow, but we actually were able to pay ahead on the bond repayment. So it's pretty exciting. But this is just a required for us to be able to stay in that program.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper. Any questions? Amy, you have our roll, please.
Sir Kettle,
Yes.
Tenbrink,
Yes.
Holsteig,
Yes,
Hendricks,
Yes.
DeYoung.
Yes.
the motion passed. Can I have a motion to adjourn at 6:16?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 6:16 PM.
Support.
Motion by Anna, support by Brandon. Any comment? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. We are adjourned.
I love the meetings.